What's up, YouTube? This is True Raw 4 TV. All right. So, look, right now, man, Will Smith is a very frustrated person. His latest movie, Emancipation, has not performed at the box office the way that he had hoped. It has been a financial failure, even though I think the movie is great. I think it's a great movie, and I suspect that on some level, two things are hurting him. A little bit of backlash from the Oscars slap, and the fact that a lot of people don't really like watching slave movies. You know, white people don't have any interest in watching it because they think it's an indictment on them, and a growing sector of black people say they're tired of slave movies. You know, they're tired of looking at quote unquote depressing slave movies, but you know, these same people don't have a problem watching hit 'em up, bang bang movies, hood movies where black men kill each other for no fucking reason. They got a problem watching that though, you know. But anyway, the movie has been a financial failure. It's been a critical failure. There's no chance whatsoever ever of Emancipation winning any Golden Globes. So, you know, Will Smith is frustrated, man, because he thought that enough time had passed for people to have kind of moved on from the Oscars fiasco. But one thing that has bothered him was that one of his so-called best friends, Tom Cruise, has snubbed him. Tom Cruise has snubbed him, he both professionally and personally. Now, look, I can kind of understand professionally. You know, Tom Cruise has his own career to worry about, so I get it. From a professional standpoint, he might have to say certain things, whatever, in public. But private-wise, come on, man. Like, that's supposed to be your guy. I'm just at a loss. It's like, you know, it just goes to show you that we have to be perfect. You've probably heard me say this before. We have to be perfect at all times, because when we aren't perfect and we do anything wrong, we cease to be human, and people only see the act. They only see the bad deed. We cease to be human beings, if we ever were really human beings. We are the most objectified people walking this earth. You know, women claim that they're objectified. I don't think any entity of people are as objectified as black men. Whether it's women looking at us as ATM machines or walking wallets, white women looking at us as walking penises, or some white men looking at us as potential walking criminals. We're always objectified in the eyes of some people, right? And I know I'm going off track a little bit talking about this, but it just bothers me that Tom Cruise is doing this to this guy. It's supposed to be your friend, all right? It's supposed to be your guy. Yes, he made a mistake, all right? But that's not a mistake toward you. But that's what I'm saying, fake friends. And who the fuck is Tom Cruise to get mad about anything any goddamn way? Well, all the fucking rumors swirling around this guy, that he done signed so many NDAs to have sex with men and gay porn stars, you know, but don't want them going back into the media and tell them TMZ and all, whatever, or they'll be sued. Come on, man. We all read. I read about him being a secret jerk. You know, I've read about how he doesn't treat a lot of his staff well. You know, I've read a lot of stuff about this guy over the years. He ain't perfect, but a lot of that shit don't get mentioned in the media. You know, but, you know, this just goes to show you that you gotta be careful about who you help and who you consider your friends, man. I remember reading about this. Is not an indictment on Robert Downey Jr. It's not, but I remember Robert Downey Jr. You know, they didn't want him for the head in that role at first for Iron Man. They didn't trust him because Robert Downey Jr. was seen as a tragic figure at that time. Like, Robert Downey Jr. was a man with so much talent, but he had done a lot of dumb shit. I mean, a lot of dumb shit, man, with drugs and alcohol and terrorizing homes. Oh, it's a lot of shit that you don't know about because this shit gets buried in the media. See, the shit that we do sticks to us like fucking Velcro. But the shit that they do falls right off like this Teflon. Like they're made of Teflon. That's the thing. We're Velcro and they're Teflon. And that shit infuriates me. But guess who vouched for him to be Iron Man? None other than Terrence Howard. Matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, Terrence Howard took a pay cut so that Robert Downey Jr. would have a feasible salary and that they'd be able to go on with the project, because I think they was having some issues with the budget. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Terrence Howard took a pay cut. And when that movie was successful, right? And here comes the negotiations for the second movie. You would think they would be like, you know what, Terrence Howard took a pay cut. Let us go ahead and reward him by giving him a nice sum. Nope. They wanted him to take a further pay cut, even though the budget was going to be bigger. He said, no. I'm not taking less money. So let him go. Now, the one thing I will say is I didn't see Robert Downey Jr. vouch for him, saying either he's going to be in the movie or I'm leaving. But Robert Downey Jr. took more money, and all he did was replace Terrence Howard with what's his fucking name, man? As I'm getting older, man, it's harder for me to recollect people's names like I used to. I can't think of his name right now. But they replaced him with the other dude, the dark-skinned guy. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? And there's other instances like that. It's not always racial. I don't want to make it always like it's a racial thing. But that's just how it is, man. Don Cheadle, that's it. Don Cheadle. But I wish Will Smith the best. I hope he's surrounded by people who are his real friends. And I wish him the best in 2023, man. I saw that a lot of movie projects that he was tied to, they walked away, and they severed their ties with him and all that shit. But 2023, I think, will be a rebound year for Will Smith. This will be a rebound year, and I wish him the best.